There are three things that you need to know about your highly sensitive child. How do I know about these three things? Simple. Because I am a mom of a highly sensitive child with ASD, autism, and ADHD. I was a highly sensitive child with ASD, autism, and ADHD. And number two, because I'm a parenting coach who has helped thousands of parents of highly sensitive kids with their highly sensitive kids to parent them with peace and not frustration. So far, I served 14,151 parents of highly sensitive children. And after this video, my promise to you is that once you know these three things, you will know number one, if you have for sure a highly sensitive child, and number two, what they need from you. If you are new to this YouTube channel, hello, my name is Marcela Collier. My mission is to help parents break free from frustration and raise their children with peace from the understanding of their children's needs and their own needs. And thing number one that you need to know about your highly sensitive child is that a highly sensitive child is not necessarily a child who cries a lot. Do you have what people call strong willed kids? If yes, say me in the comments or give me a like or something. Like manifest yourself in some way. Because most strong willed kids are highly sensitive kids. Why? People confuse them with strong willed kids. Because a lot of highly sensitive kids, they might not cry a lot, but they might yell a lot. They might hit a lot. They might tantrum a lot. They might throw a lot. Everything is a no. Everything is a no. I'm not going to do that. Everything is resistance from them and them wanting to do what they want to do. That's not a sign of a rude, spoiled brat child. That's the sign that this child is a highly sensitive child. Why? Because they're very cautious. So they don't want to go places unless they know for sure it's safe for them. Number two, they feel things deeply and they feel it so much that they manifest it in a very big way through their bodies, with hitting, sometimes with kicking. Why? Because they might not be criers, quote unquote, but they might yell a lot or they might whine a lot. So if you have a child who might not cry a lot, but they're aggressive a lot, or everything is a no, they don't like daily routine, meaning the hygiene activities is a struggle, brushing their teeth, getting them, transition them from one place to the other, from, I don't know, from the car to the house, from the house to the car is hard. That's not a sign that you have a strong willed child. That's the sign that you have a highly sensitive child who struggles deeply with transitions. Why? Because highly sensitive children need to feel that they are familiar with the environment and they struggle with initiating tasks and going from one thing to the other. So that's number one sign. What you need to know about your highly sensitive child is that they're not necessarily children who cry a lot, but children who express a lot of discomfort all the time. Number two, a highly sensitive child rarely responds to a lot of logical reasoning. Highly sensitive kids respond to emotional exchange a lot more than the logic of your words. If they feel you frustrated at bedtime, it doesn't matter how many explanations you give them about why it's important to go to bed, they're not going to listen to that if they feel you stressed, overwhelmed, anxious, angry, frustrated. For the most part, they might be empaths. A lot of the parents of highly sensitive kids that I work with, their children are big empaths. They feel their feelings deeply and they feel other people's feelings deeply. Can an autistic child feel somebody else? There is a big misconception out there that autistic people that we are not empathetic, and that could be far from the truth. A lot of us has so much empathy that it becomes overwhelming for us, and I'm one of them. I'm autistic, and I'm a big empath. I feel other people's feelings so much and so deeply that sometimes it overwhelms me. And it could happen for your children as well. They don't connect to we need to brush our teeth to have healthy teeth, but they will connect to the tone. We need to brush our teeth to have healthy teeth. So in order for us to raise secure, highly sensitive kids, it's highly important for us to be secure parents. If we are not secure parents, if we are running in red, anger zone all the time, our highly sensitive kids are not going to feel comfortable with us. There is a 4-step roadmap to break free from frustration and feel a lot more peace parenting your highly sensitive kids. I gave this roadmap to 14,151 of my clients, and they all saw transformation the first 2 weeks. And this roadmap, it is the roadmap that I teach in my free class that you can access right now at hicparenting.com. That's my website, hicparenting.com. I'm going to leave a card up here for this video or a link in the description below. Access this class, apply the roadmap, and watch change. Once your children feel you are a secure parent, they're going to feel secure and more confident. And their behaviors are going to lessen. I promise you. It happened to me, and it happened to all the parents who apply this 4-step roadmap. The first step is the free class, and it's available to you right now at hicparenting.com. Number 3. So let's recap. 3 things you need to know about your highly sensitive child. Number 1, they're not necessarily criers. They could be highly aggressive. Bottom line, they express all their feelings with their bodies. Number 2, reasoning might not always work. Most of the time, what works is how they feel with you. And number 3, your highly sensitive child needs you to tell them what their strengths are. Why is this important? Because when we have highly sensitive children with a diagnosis and a lot of needs, autism, ADHD, sometimes we make extra focus on their needs and other strengths. And as a child who was highly sensitive, I'm a highly sensitive adult, I grew up people pointing at me the thing, my needs and not my strengths. And that impacted my self-esteem greatly. And I'm still working on having a good self-esteem. I moved the chains. I moved the chains, but I'm still working on it as a 38-year-old grown woman. So focus on their strengths as well. I know that you see their needs and you're so rushed to meet them. They need speech therapy, they need feeding therapy, they need occupational therapy. I don't know what kind of therapy your child needs. I'm just naming all the therapies my child's been through. But what are their strengths? My child is a mathematician. I don't know. He's so smart with numbers. And he's going to represent his school the next month in the in a math, how you say, Olympiadas. I don't know how to say that in English, but in a math contest among other schools He's a great musician. He's a great strategist in soccer. Highlight that. How can you highlight your child's strengths? Let me know in the comments right now one strength you see in your child. What is your child's biggest strength? Right now in the comments for the ones who are watching live. What is your child's power strength? And my task for you this week is to focus on that strength the rest of the week. Highlight that strength. Talk about it. Encourage them. Encourage them to exercise that strength and talk about that strength. Praise them for that strength. That will build their self esteem so much. So, three things you need to know about your highly sensitive child is: number one, they're not necessarily criers. They could be children who are labeled as strong-willed because they express everything through their bodies, and everything is it's hard for them to process and to move toward through. Number two, reasoning might not always work because they connect more to how they feel with you. And number three, they need you to focus on their strengths. That builds their self-esteem. If this video helped you, will you share it with one friend and say, hey, I learned three amazing things about my highly sensitive child. I think it could help you too. Share it with your spouse or your bestie friend who has a highly sensitive child. Let them know this helped you. And if you have not subscribed, what are you waiting for? Subscribe to my channel now. And I want to tell you that it only takes understanding of your children's needs and of your own needs to raise secure children. That's parenting with understanding. See you next time.